What's going on, happy people? Today I'm gonna try to do a little fall flounder fishing. Tide's low right now, and weather conditions, wind conditions, it's pretty calm on the area that I'm gonna be fishing. And I'm gonna just run by the store and grab some Gulp, probably some new penny Gulp shrimp, 3-inch shrimp, or I might use some 3-inch chartreuse. I think it's called chartreuse mullet, 3-inch mullet. It has a curly tail. So I'm gonna just run by the shop real quick and see what kind of Gulp bait they have, and then I'll meet you out there on the water. Stay tuned. Guys, so I just showed up at the area that I'm gonna be fishing, and I just want to show you what I'm gonna be working with. So right now, I picked up my bait. So I got the Gulp 3-inch swimming mullet in chartreuse color, and I also picked up the new penny chartreuse with a chartreuse tail, 3-inch new penny shrimp. Now, in some of my older videos, I talked about that was my winning color, new penny, in Louisiana when I used to kayak fish over there for flounder and specks, and I mean all kinds of fish, redfish, everything was biting on that new penny. However, where I am in Texas, you know, pretty much any kind of color I've caught fish on. And so I just want to show you a little bit of the tackle that I'm using. So I'm using a SLX-DC bait caster reel with a Ricochet version 2. Now this is a Marker 37 brand at a bait marina that I used to work at, and it's a 7-foot rod, and it's been really good. I've caught some good fish on it. I'm using a 1/4 ounce chartreuse jig head. There we go. That I'm going to be using on these lures here. H2O Express. This is kind of like a fanny pack. Has 2 rod holders on it, place for 2 tackle boxes. I got my Danko pliers set up with me. I don't know if you can see that. Salt water is just harsh on all equipment. Those are brand new and they're already rusted. I've used them maybe once or twice. And a H2O stringer and stuff that I actually cut it down because it was just like 20 feet long, and I just didn't like having all that. And of course, it's late fall, the water's turned over, it's cold. So I got my Sims Gore-Tex waders, and I have my Ray Guard reef boots. All right, so these are for the stingrays. So it's harsh. Stingrays can't stick you. They can get you up here, but more than likely you get popped in this area, and so it's reinforced so you don't get stuck by stingrays. And the rule of thumb is when you're walking through, if you don't have those boots on, you just shuffle your feet to kind of give the stingrays time to kind of move before you step on them and get whacked. This company also has shin guards that you can use, that you can put over your shins. All the people that I've run into that got popped, it was always in their ankles or in their feet. So anyways, I didn't purchase the shin guards. So anyways, so I'm gonna finish getting rigged up. Oh, let me show you, I also got a floating net. This is great for when you're wade fishing. This net floats. That's why it's called a floating net. And it is deep enough, you know, for some of your larger fish and stuff, but it's great. You can kind of stick it in your rod holders, and you know, it's behind you, out of the way. And then when I actually start fishing, I actually pull it out, so I'm not getting my elbow attached to it or kicking it, you know, with my elbow and things of that nature. So I'll actually drop it off in the water, and it has a clip on that I clip onto some loops on this tackle box, and I'm ready to go. All right, so you guys stay tuned. I'm gonna get dressed and I'll see you out on the water.
Start with this new penny. The only thing I don't like about these Gulp baits is it's hard to really seal that back once you break the seal, and then it leaks, and then it gets all over your tackle and your gear, and it's, you know, your gear starts smelling like fish. But so I guess that kind of comes with the territory if you're fishing all the time. But you know, I prefer to not have that happen. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and just slide this on down. I would prefer to use a wider gap, but we're just gonna see how that plays out. All right, first cast. So all I'm doing is just gonna work it really slow. And with flounder, you don't wanna, the first hit you get, you don't want to necessarily set the hook, because oftentimes the flounder, they're just sitting on the bottom waiting for something to come through, and oftentimes they'll come and nick their prey, bite their tail, you know, seemingly to wound the thing. And then if you were to set the hook on that first hit, you'll miss it. So if I get a bump, I generally stop and let it sink back down, because if the flounder are there, if it was a flounder, they'll come back and try to finish it off. Just a little grass on there. They'll come to try to finish it off, and at that moment you want to just lift up and see if you've got any weight on it. You don't want to set the hook yet, and if you do feel that you got that weight, go ahead and set the hook, because you just want to give them time to really grab it and put it in their mouth. They're not really fast hitters. All right, that might be a little bit of grass there. And we're just gonna wade across and just see what happens. Another thing that happens when you're fishing with for flounder is sometimes they don't necessarily grab it right away. They'll follow it, and if you start reeling up too fast, you might end up missing it. So, all right, getting a bite, getting a bite. Something's biting it. I don't think that's a flounder. Could be pinfish. All right, guys, so I wasn't really getting much love on the new penny with the chartreuse tail, so I know this was working yesterday. So we're gonna give this a Gulp swimming mullet 3-inch chartreuse a try. Some mullet coming through. It's funny how fast things can change. You know, I used to catch mullet like crazy every day. It was finger mullet and large schools all over the place. Now, the only ones you really see are the horse mullet and the pony mullet swimming through. And so the bait I used to catch and sell have stopped. Just had a hit, but he didn't commit, so I'm gonna cast back over there, see if we can get him to go for it. What's that? Is he following it? Might have one. Just giving him a second. There's some weight. There he is. There he is. There he is. There's a flounder. Nice. There's a flounder. Oh, where's my net? Come on. Come on over here. That's a good one. Good keeper. Ah. Whoo. There's a good one. These guys can be a little tricky. I had one hit strike earlier and didn't wait quite long enough, and he took my lure off. But here, let me just get him on a stringer. All right, fast. That's a good one. He swallowed it too. So let me go ahead and just get this in here before I lose him. You don't want to go putting your hands in their mouth, because they have got teeth, y'all. All right, so he's caught. Let's get these pliers. Pliers and get this jig out of there. All right, I might be able to, let's see, I might be able to just get it out this way. Don't want to, ooh, that is in there. All right, pliers. That is in there. Oops, oh, I'm tearing up my jig. Ooh, they've got, oh, I've just wrecked this jig. They've got super hard mouth. Oh my gosh, wow. All right, that jig's wrecked. Jig head's wrecked, at least. All right, put that in there. All right, so that flounder is caught. All right, got all tangled up here. All right, I'm gonna tie him to myself. And we have got us a flounder, y'all. That's a nice one. Now that I've wrecked this jig, I'm going to, I don't know, maybe I can salvage it. You know what? Nah, I'm not even gonna fool with that. Let's cut and retie. All right, it's just 4 o'clock. Got plenty of time to get another one. All right, so let me get retied and we'll get back out there. All right, y'all, so I'm retied. So I caught that guy on the on this new penny 3-inch shrimp with the chartreuse tail and a quarter ounce jig head. Yep, that's gonna be good eating. So, oh, let me show you. So what I've done is I've tied a bimini knot. That is 40-pound braid, and I've got this. This is Yokozuri 16-pound fluorocarbon, and got about 2.5 feet of leader there. And that's what I'm throwing. So generally, if there's one flounder, there's gonna be more. So we're gonna cast back out there and bounce it off the bottom. Let's see how we go. Might have another one. I'm just giving it a second. And I'm gonna set the hook. Oh. What happened? Yep, he took, that's the second time that's happened. I am glad I got these stingray boots, wading boots on, because I have kicked up probably about four little stingrays, which those are the main ones you have to worry about, and at least 2 big ones. So now that the sun's going down, even though I got polarized glasses, it's getting a little more difficult to kind of look in. And with the color of the sands, it's hard to see stingray anyway, unless they're moving. They're just sitting on the bottom with this color of water. Well, it kind of tied itself in a knot, and I don't want to put my rod in this water. Guys, that's gonna do it for this one. I had a blast out here, you know, fishing for some flounder. Ended up with that real nice one that I'm gonna take home for dinner. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and fish every river, lake, and ocean, and we will see you on the next one. All right, guys, so I am going to show you how to fillet. Sorry, I gotta get down low because it's windy and I don't want the wind actually going into the microphone. But I'm gonna show you how to fillet a flounder. All right, so here's the flounder I caught earlier. And if you do it correctly, you're gonna get 4 fillets. So you have your top 2 fillets on the top. You have your top 2 fillets here on the top, and then on the underside you have 2 minor fillets. These 2 on the top are going to be the thickest, but once you flip it over, you'll have 2 more fillets, a little thinner, but it's still really, really good meat. And so basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a slice here, just behind the gill here, gill plate, and then I'm going to follow the lateral line right down the center here, and then start to open it up, and I'm just going to drag my knife just right up against the backbone there until I get to the edge here, and then I'm going to poke the knife through and cut the fillet off, and then I'll show you the rest from there. But really simple, and this is just one way how to do a flounder. Once I catch more, I'll show you another way that you can actually make stuffed flounder. You know, you remove the head and make a pocket, and you can actually stuff different goodies inside the flounder and cook it whole that way. All right, here we go. So I'm using a 6-inch, this is just a Rapala knife. You can get it from Walmart. I've had this for years, and it works just great, and it's pretty sharp. All right, so I'm just gonna make an incision here. Again, sorry for the wind. I am on the coast here. Follow this down. You don't want to go too far around the gill, because already you can see I'm starting to get into the gut. So I'm just going to follow this line here all the way down to the tail. Then I'm going to put my thumb in there and start following the backbone all the way down. using my neighborhood fillet table. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and poke through. Cut that fillet all off. Just one fillet. Now for the other side, you want to angle your knife down a little bit so you don't miss any meat like I just did around the backbone. Just angle your knife down. All right, and so right here you want to go about here, about there, because you want to miss the guts. So there's the guts. Follow that down. Here's your second fillet. All right, so you got your guts right here. All right, now you're gonna flip it over. And some people actually think that that's the only fillets that you get off the flounder, but that is not correct. So I'm gonna follow this line down. So on this white side, this is the side that sits on the bottom. And so I don't know if you guys know, but flounder start out, they swim like regular fish and their eyes are on both sides of the head when they're minors. But as they grow, the eye moves over to the other side of the head, and then they start to lay flat on the bottom. And so you get the whole two eyes on one side of the fish. But they don't start off that way. So there's the eyes there. Anyways, there's your fun fact of the day. All right, so I'm just always sorry guys, the breeze is right in my face. It's a little chilly, so I'm gonna try to knock this out real quick because I'm getting cold. All right, so I've made the little pocket. I'll come on this side. Made my little pocket, and I'm just following it down. All right, so you see where the lateral line kind of goes and goes like that. All right, that's kind of where the guts are going to be, so I want to angle it. Oops, I angle it too far, not far enough actually, and I missed some meat, but that's okay. So cut that off all the way down. Come here. All right, there's that fillet. Now, this is the muscles that work the outer fins and stuff. So if you don't want to eat that, when I actually cut the skin off, a lot of that's going to come off anyway. So sometimes you don't have to cut as close to the edge here, because otherwise all you're doing is cutting these little muscles here that end up coming off anyway when you go to fillet your fish. All right, so what I did is, because I flipped the fish over, I missed where I actually needed to. I thought this was the gut part, and so I missed all this meat, but that's okay. Whatever. All right, so I poke it through, run it down, the backbones on this side. And I've got my little friends out here just patiently waiting for a little meal. All right, there's the fillet. Here you go, buddy. All right, I'm gonna toss this. I don't know if you can see it. There's a pelican. There you go. Put the light on it. All right, so you want to start right here. Make you a little starting piece. All right, so I'm gonna slide the board over. And the fillets are starting to dry because the wind's blowing so bad. All right, here we go. And you just want to hold that skin down and work your knife side to side. Helps to have a really sharp knife. There's one fillet, there's the skin, and I don't have seagulls. Normally the seagulls are out here, but it's dark, so they might be they might be down for the night. So cut that off. Another fillet. All right, here's your two bottom halves. Alright, so here's the pieces that I was talking about, those little fin muscles and stuff. They just come off easily, and so I wouldn't worry about trying to cut too close to the fins, because they just come off very easy. And here you have it. Here's your fillets, your 4 fillets from that one flounder. And there you go. I'll see you guys in the kitchen. Alright guys, so I'm back home. I've got the fillets laid out. So I've got the 4 fillets. So these are your 2 top pieces, and these are your 2 bottom pieces of the flounder. And all I'm using is this Zatarain's seasoned fish fry. You can get this from different grocery stores or fish markets. This is the big boy. Which you can kind of find these easier in the South, but you know, if you look around, you can find the little, you know, I guess it's I think it's like a 1 pound or half a pound bags of Zatarain's seasoned fish fry. Just look at Walmart or your you can find this on stinking Amazon. And for seasoning, I'm using Everglades Fish and Chicken. I love Everglades. We use pretty much all of their seasoning, and I'm just gonna lightly season these guys prior to putting them in the batter, both sides. So give that a flip, and you want to pat these guys down with a piece of paper towel to make sure that you get as much moisture as you can. Now these are kind of gotten a little bit wet because they've been sitting here again, but that's fine. So you want to pat it down. All right, and now gonna drop it in the seasoned flour. You know, coat it really well. Put this guy in. All right, set it here. Sorry for the lighting. All right, let's get this guy in there. So, I'm sure you understand the point right now. So you want to get a good coat of flour or cornmeal or whatever you choose to use. Make sure you want to get it nicely covered. And so I got a cast iron skillet here. I'm gonna get that heated up. I've already pre-warmed it up, but this is just peanut oil. I've already cooked some fish in it and stuff, so I'm gonna just heat it back up and get that going. Okay, so we got the grease hot. It's a little too hot, but we're gonna go ahead and start laying these away from us. All right, I wanna do this. You wanna lay it away from you. I just did that just to kind of save space with the shape of the fillets. All right. this guy down. Move this guy over. All right, everybody is swimming. So I'm just using this square cast iron skillet with a little bit of peanut oil. Doesn't take long, you know, maybe about 2 minutes on each side to make sure it's golden crispy. This one's wanting a curl. I just want to make sure it gets nicely coated and crispy. I'm gonna be sharing this with my wife. She does like flounder. Alright. So some of these thinner pieces, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a flip because they're gonna get done faster. So it's nice and brown. Flip this guy. Ooh. Give it a press. Yeah, let's flip this guy too. Like I said, it doesn't take long. Fillets are pretty thin. You don't want to overcook flounder. You don't want to overcook any fish, actually. Getting that golden crispy. All right. You guys stay tuned. I'll show you what it looks like once we take it off. All right, so they are pretty much done. Go ahead and take those off. Nice and golden crispy. So just put them on some paper towels just to soak up some of that grease. And we're gonna give it a bit of a taste test. And I think I'm gonna let my wife do the taste test. All right, stay tuned. All right, y'all, so we're gonna do the taste test. And here is our, I've already put hot sauce on my pieces. And so my wife is gonna do the taste test. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Let's see what it tastes like.
All right. Hot. Very hot. It's delicious, just like a light, I know it's all in my braces now. It's just a light, flaky, white fish. It's really delicious. There's no fishy taste to it or anything, and yeah, that's why I really like flounder. It's delicious.
So there you go. Flounder approved. All right, guys, so I'm gonna get tucked into this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember also the fish every river, lake, and the ocean. And we will see you on the next one.